So I realize it's Friday, and I waited to do my Scarlet moment till today instead of Monday because I knew I wanted to speak to Juneteenth. I knew that that was what I wanted to talk about, and I also knew that Congress was considering making Juneteenth a holiday, and so I wanted to wait till that decision was made. And gratefully, the decision was made to make it a national holiday, a federal holiday. So this is a great step, uh, and hopefully the first of many in acknowledging our country's history and being able to work through that. And so I wanted to start with a story. So I lived in Galveston, Texas, and on a couple of different occasions for a couple of years each time. So I was there about a total of 4 years. And I remember, Juneteenth celebrations on the island, and the story that I was told about Juneteenth was that it started in Galveston. The celebration of Juneteenth started in Galveston. I never got told the story why, and that. And when I learned it later, it was like, well, hell yeah, it started in Galveston. Where else are you going to celebrate the fact that it took 3 years for the island to figure out that they weren't allowed to own slaves anymore? And so that was really interesting. And I know that Galveston has made a whole lot of progress since, and I have not lived there in over 25 years. So it's I don't want to slam my former home. Um, there are people I love that still live there. And but just that idea that I was not told the whole truth. I was giving a small piece of the truth that was whitewashed, basically. And this is why things such as critical race theory is so important in order to get to the accuracy of our history, our truth, so that we own what we can celebrate and we work through what we screwed up and weren't on the right side of, and we can do that. I mean, that this is a country that can be forgiving if it chooses to be, but we have to earn that forgiveness, and that forgiveness means we have to acknowledge where we have screwed up and where we need to make changes, and look at over a century and a half later, look at where we actually almost 2 centuries now, where we still have systemic and ingrained racism and inequality and inequity in our lives, in our country. And I also wanted to just share the idea that Juneteenth is a celebration of emancipation. And a lot of times we want to equate that with freedom, but it's not quite freedom. It is the release of bondage, right? It's the release of being held in ownership and having absolute power over another human being. That's not freedom, right? That is being released from bondage. And for us to get to freedom, we've enacted some laws that have given rights, which that is a whole nother conversation. But the idea of given rights, and being given rights is not equity either. So we have a ways to go, but these are good steps. The idea that it's a federal holiday is good steps. We can start more conversations and take more responsibility to pursue those solutions to our systemic issues. So I want to put that charge into you. Celebrate Juneteenth tomorrow. It is a worthy holiday of celebration of emancipation. And let's get to work on finding equity, of getting us there, because we all benefit from equity. And I think that's all I want to say. Have a fantastic weekend. Peace.